On this video, I'll be showing you how to process a death. So let's say that our patient is starting on day 7. They've been in hospital for a week and unfortunately they have died. So there's a couple of steps in this process and it's quite important that they're done in the correct order. So first of all, what you want to do is generate an initial AE report. So there's a death report here and the focus of that report is the cause of death. But of course, death is defined as a severe adverse event and you do need to submit an AE initial report, and that's because these both trigger slightly different TMG reviews. So first things first, we'll submit our AE initial report. Submit that initial report, and let's say that this is other death. So again, we fill in the form as we did. So patient found to have died this morning after losing consciousness and having a seizure. Okay, so the awareness date, when it happened, this is a grade 5, which is a death. It's severe. We'll say, is it related to involvement in the study? Well, that would be unknown in this case, but of course it really needs to be discussed on a case-by-case basis. And then we could say that we fill these ones in here. So let's just move through here. We enter some information. And again, fill those in. Has a reason other than the specified seizure been identified as the cause of the event? Yes. Let's say raised intracranial pressure to crypto. Specify action, nil action required. It's a death. Was it a recurrence of symptoms? No. Is it an SAE? Yes, because it's a death. Is it a SUSAR? No. So you save that form. And then I've got two things going on there. One is that there's a TMG report pending. And the next is that I need to submit a death report. Okay, so I don't need to do an AE follow-up for this AE because this AE is death, but I do now need to submit a death report. So I click on that one, death report, and this takes me to the death report where I accurately record the date and time of death, which date this was that the patient died. Was it death as an inpatient? Let's say yes, and I'm going to say that they died of cryptococcal meningitis. There's lots of other causes here, maybe an other, and if the cause of death is TB, you'll be asked to say where the site of that TB was, and you could say, include your narrative, and then save the form. Now I'll just change that because I've been playing around with the system. That should auto-generate the date that the patient has died. And then you'll see that I've got two TMG reports. One's a death report, one's the AE report. And now I've been asked to submit the study termination conclusion report. So I'll click on that one, submit study termination conclusion. And I'm going to say the patient terminated on the study today. Their last date of last research follow-up, that's if you haven't seen them that day. Was this patient discharged? No. Were they readmitted? Not applicable. Reason for study termination. Patient reported or known to have died. Date of death today. And then about asking if they're suitable for any further follow-up. Maybe they have declined follow-up on the regular intervals, but they'd consent to a week 10 or week 16. But those are not applicable in this case of a patient that's died. Was rifampicin started? No. There's some questions here about ARVs which I can leave. Then I save that. The patient has been terminated from the study, and you'll say the subject was taken off the ambition day 1 to week 16 follow-up scheduled today, and then that will link me back to that study termination or conclusion. The key here is that when you've submitted the study termination or conclusion report, you are not allowed to enter any further data for this patient. So if you've completed the death report and you're still waiting a few days for one of the cultures to come back, don't submit the study termination conclusion report. Wait until you've entered all the data that you want to for that patient.